Good evening, this is the NewsTrack and I'm Marya, Shakeel. The Madurai Deepam controversy has ignited a rare showdown between the ruling DMK and the Judiciary. What began as a matter of faith over a lamp lighting order has escalated into a political flashpoint, with DMK MPs moving an impeachment motion against Justice G.R. Swaminathan, backed by 120 India Bloc MPs. The BJP has seized the moment, calling it proof of the opposition's anti-Hindu, anti-constitution stance, while Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, MK Stalin, has slammed rivals for weaponizing the Deepam for cheap politics. Though the DMK lacks the numbers to remove the judge, the move is aimed at sending a loud signal ahead of the 2026 Tamil Nadu elections. The question is, who is really preying on the right to pray? Has impeachment then become an intimidation tool? Is this political optics or a straight challenge to judiciary? I'll ask these questions to the guests who will be joining me shortly. But first up, here's what happened today.
And these are the pro-Hindu groups that are being forcefully removed from this location at this spot.
A religious spark,
They are trying to remove the crowd from this particular area.
a legal flashpoint, a political firestorm. The Madurai Deepam controversy has now exploded into a rare showdown. The ruling DMK versus a sitting High Court judge. What began as a matter of faith has morphed into an unprecedented clash between the state's political establishment and the judiciary. DMK MPs on Tuesday marched to Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla with an impeachment motion against Justice G.R. Swaminathan, a move backed by 120 MPs of the India Bloc, including Priyanka Gandhi Vadra and Akhilesh Yadav. The DMK's charge sheet against the judge is blunt. The judge's conduct, they say, compromises judicial impartiality. He allegedly shows favor to a particular advocate, and he delivers orders tinted with political ideology. The BJP has seized the moment, calling the impeachment attempt proof of what it calls the opposition's anti-Hindu, anti-constitution phase.
This is the sentiment of Hindus for 100 years, and this is the right of each and every Hindu in Tamil Nadu. So we cannot, if we going on giving impeachment for every judgment like this, there is no any end for that.
The flashpoint was Justice Swaminathan's order to light the lamp on the Deepathon pillar atop the Thiruparankundram hill, raising objections from Dargah management. The order was not implemented by the Tamil Nadu government, igniting protests by the BJP and right-wing groups. Chief Minister MK Stalin hit back hard, accusing political rivals of weaponizing the Deepam for cheap politics and having a riot mindset.
ஒரு சிலரோட அரசியல் லாபங்களுக்காக பிரிவுகளையும் பிளவுகளையும் உண்டாக்கி சமூகத்தை துண்டாடும் சதி செயல்கள் அது நிச்சயமா ஆன்மீகம் அல்ல, அது அரசியல். அது கேடுகட்ட மலிவான அரசியல்.
The DMK knows it does not have the numbers. This impeachment motion won't topple a judge, but they hope to send a loud, unmistakable message ahead of 2026 Tamil Nadu battle. Bureau Report, India Today.
Joining me on the show tonight, we have SG Surya, spokesperson of the Tamil Nadu BJP, Salem Dharanidharan, spokesperson of the DMK, Kovai Sathyan represents the AIADMK, and Ramaswamy Meyyappan is an advocate of the Madras High Court. Ramaswamy Meyyappan, I'm looking at this notice which has been moved by the India Bloc, because it of course has the DMK, but there are other MPs of the India Bloc who are part of this, who are signatories in this one. They say that the conduct of Justice G.R. Swaminathan raises serious questions regarding impartiality, transparency and secular functioning of the judiciary. Is he guilty on all these 3 counts?
I found it funny when the DMK and their allies in the Indie Bloc raised these issues. One, they will have to look at the series of judgments that Justice G.R. Swaminathan has issued in his entire tenure. The DMK regime, while in office, has received favorable judgments, and the DMK, while in opposition and not in office, has received judgments in its favor. So are they questioning of partiality in their favor at that point in time? And today, when they look at this particular judgment, which they are not able to reconcile, or which they are not able to assail on appeal, or which they were not able to assail in contempt, and which they were not able to assail in a letters patent appeal, and they are not able to bring it up before the Supreme Court yet. Given they've had all these backlags and whatever negative elements, they have no other recourse rather than make personal accusations. One, there's not even an ounce of proof for this.
Okay.
Two, and the most important factor that comes to judiciary is their neutrality. The assumption is once someone is placed in office is their neutrality. You assess them by the orders that they pronounce and how audience is provided to them. The very same Judge G.R. Swaminathan has given audience to persons who made individual accusations against him in the past. Journalists or YouTube bloggers who have raised issues against him have received favorable verdicts from him after having audience either in-person hearing or through their counsel. So that's the nature of this judge. His record speaks for itself. He has one of the highest
Okay.
sports
Okay.
records.
So then if the record speaks for itself, why is Mr. Dharanidharan, DMK, moving this motion? Many are calling this political intimidation.
Thank you for having me in your show. I think this is also stack 3:1, the debate. But having also said that, which is what my colleague spoke prior, is not the truth. In fact, as reason.
Okay. We'll
No.
yes.
G.R. Swaminathan has given a 38-page.
Mr. Dharanidharan, there is a problem with your network. We'll try and fix that. In the meanwhile, SG Surya, come in on this. Your party has called the DMK's move as anti-Hindu and anti-constitution. But is the BJP genuinely defending faith or trying to politically capitalize ahead of 2026?
I will give you explanations for both the accusations, anti-constitution and anti-Hindu. Why anti-constitution is because DMK, whenever it fails to win in the courts, it comes to the streets and tries to create riots and mutiny in the country. This has been evident from the last 50, 60 years of DMK's existence. The state government was given ample opportunity in the courts to present their case. They did not present any facts in the case, no historical evidences, no proper arguments, because they have a very weak case. The things that people like Ms. Kanimuri comes out and speaks saying that it is a survey stone and it is not a Deepatun are totally contradictory to what they have spoken in the court or what they have argued in the court. In the court, the DMK agrees that this Deepatun is the place where for thousands of years lamp was lit. But only because in the last few decades it was lit in a different place, we will not allow the lamp to be lit in the Deepatun. But see the political argument of the DMK party, they claim this is a survey stone and this is not a Deepatun at all. So there is contradiction in both the places. Secondly, even until now, the state government is unable to give proper records on when Section 144, the curfew was implemented in the city of Madurai. I was present, Marya. Will you believe I was present in Madurai same day, expecting the lamp to be lit. I was there at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and 9 o'clock.
Okay.
None of us were told Section 144 is imposed in the city because we were all in groups. We were in hundreds and thousands in the road. We were not told Section 144 was implemented in the city. But in the courts, they say we have imposed Section 144 at 6 p.m. If they had implemented it at 6 p.m., they should have dispersed all the crowd. How are we standing in the streets until 9 p.m. with all our colleagues in thousands and hundreds in number?
Okay.
So they are manipulating every record.
Okay.
I will just
I'm
read.
hoping
Mr.
Mr. Dharanidharan will be able to respond to all that.
Marya,
Let's try and connect with him.
One second.
Yes, quickly finish your point.
I will read the part of the judgment given by the two justices in the Madras High Court. Thus, it is very obvious that Section 163 of BNSS, which is priorly 144, order is passed prior to the judicial order, or the records are manipulated after this court calls for the original file. So they are manipulating the records which is submitted in the court. There is no genuinity in DMK to handle this issue. They are preserving only the vote bank. That is our accusation.
Okay. AIADMK, Kovai Sathyan, where does the AIADMK stand? Okay, I can see Mr. Dharanidharan. Please let him respond to this, because as he said, it's going to be 1:3. But Mr. Dharanidharan, the point that has been made here is also the fact is that you don't have the numbers. You lack the numbers to impeach the judge. So what really is the objective? Is it mere symbolism, or your show of strength, trying to send a message ahead of the 2026 polls?
Yeah, answer. Sorry, unfortunately, I couldn't hear Surya because of the network issue. I had to rejoin in a different network. But I would like to reply to Mr. Meyyappan. Right. So the 38-page petition filed by Advocate Vanjinathan, he has cited 15 allegations by the same justice. You know who heard the own petition against him, the contempt proceedings? Justice Swaminathan himself presided over. In fact, at least 8 retired judges wrote against this to the Chief Justice of the Madras High Court. In fact, time and again, for example, from 2024 July, the same justice was sitting in an event with H. Raja, a BJP political leader, and he was talking against the ideology of DMK, the Dravidian model, and then against the late Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Kalaignar Karunanidhi, mocking him. This is not the first time. I can give you at least 10 anecdotes like this. And in a case, in a sitting bench, he has made a remark that non-Brahmins are not fit to be priests. Third, in Lavanya suicide case, he is the one who said there was forced conversion. Transfer the case to CBI. When my government has said there is no forced conversion, CBI came, did the investigation, said no forced conversions. So these are a number of issues. So this makes us feel that he is behaving in a partisan manner, that he has an ideology, which is so for a sitting judge to have an ideology, to have opinion, to act with bias, is not right. Which is why we have checks and balance. The judiciary to check the legislative to check on the
yes,
the judiciary.
we understand that.
Check on the executive,
But the question is also about the numbers. But it's also about the numbers. You know that you do not have the numbers.
I'm coming there. The first impeachment procedure in this country was against a sitting judge was brought about by the BJP in 91 when it did not have the numbers at all.
Okay.
But
so it's about messaging. So it's very clear it's about the messaging.
No, I'm not saying that. 1 second. It is not about that. We have Westminster system, right? Because the parties are different, you cannot mean the individual parliamentarians would not vote otherwise. That's not how the system was designed.
Okay, let me ask AIADMK now. Kovai Sathyan, where does the AIADMK stand in all this? It is with the judiciary, with the faith, or against DMK politics?
Our ideology, we don't take sides based on caste, creed, and religion. But what is more important is how a government machinery and how an incompetent government can peddle narratives on the religious lines and divide people for vote bank politics. That's what DMK is doing right now. In another 4 months, we are going to face the elections. DMK and their ecosystem are convinced that they are not going to come back to power. So they need something to face the elections, upcoming elections. And they see this as an opportunity. And they are playing this card on religious divide as no merits, as zero merits. They say that we are trying to avoid a religious tension and religious function, and we are trying to bring peace and harmony. There were nothing of that sort. There were no indications of that sort. 2005, a peace committee meeting was held by our leader Jayalalitha between the vested interest parties, the representatives of the Dargah and representative of the Hindu religion, and they agreed for a compromise. And there were no such efforts by this government so far.
Okay.
It has gone to the judiciary, and this government has the audacity to go and tell the common man and the people that we will not abide by the verdict of the judiciary.
Okay.
And above, on top of it, they've started to paint the religious colored picture on a sitting judge.
You speak of secularism, yet your party has deeply inserted itself into a temple-linked issue. So the question is, has the DMK changed its traditional rationalist stance under electoral pressure? That's what is being talked about by your political opponents.
I would like to ask the AIADMK friend of mine His own party leaders, former ministers Jayakumar and Sellur Raju, have gone ahead and said the custom old practice should continue. The practice of Mahadipam in Uchipilaya temple has been going for the last 150 to 200 years, even before the Justice Party was founded. In fact, the cases, verdicts in 96, 2014 and 2017, 14 and 17, once under Chief Minister Jayalalitha as well. The government was of the opinion that Deepam has to be lit in Uchipilaya temple. So during AIADMK time in the 80s and alternating between 1991 until 2021, AIADMK stance on the matter was also the same. Even now his party is divided. His two sitting senior most leaders have gone and said this, the practice of Uchipilaya temple where the Deepam is lit should continue and there should be communal harmony. There should be no communal disharmony. So ADMK is now left with no option because there is the BJP. This is the same template the BJP used in 91 across India to come in strength to create communal disharmony, create violence, thereby they win. Just
Okay,
political
SG
scientists.
Surya.
Can I make my point?
SG Surya, the charge is that you are weaponizing religion. In the same
Marya,
way, one would say that you can accuse the DMK of trying to weaponize the judiciary.
No, Maria, the parties have argued in the courts fair and square. The government was given enough time to represent their case, but they represented it, but it was not accepted by the courts. Now, the duty of the government is to implement the judgment of the High Court. They had even gone for an appeal to the bench, which again overruled, which again confirmed the single judge order. Now the question is whether DMK is duty bound to implement an High Court order or not. They are saying we have gone to the Supreme Court, so we will not implement the order. So my only question is, if somebody has committed a murder and he is convicted in a high court or a trial court, he says, I will go on appeal to a Supreme Court, so you do not arrest me. Is it a valid argument? Similarly, the government says we will not implement an order because it is against our ideology or we do not like the order.
I don't think so.
Is it acceptable?
That example that you have given really holds here. But let me bring in Mr. Meyyappan. No, yes, please go ahead, Kovai Sathyan. And then I bring in Mr. Meyyappan. Yes.
History in Tamil Nadu will say whenever DMK is in power, there will be communal tension, there will be unrest in the society. The 1998 serial bomb blast in Coimbatore took place when DMK was in power. 3 years ago, a cylinder blast, that's how it has been termed. A terrorist attack is termed as cylinder blast. DMK takes religion into their hands for appeasement and vote bank politics. That's a history. And this issue for DMK is they want to see bloodbath because elections are around the corner. They have no merits to go and face the people as achievements. All they are waiting for an opportunity like this to divide the society.
That you are shifting completely away from the Dravidian politics, Mr. Dharanidharan.
Yeah, I think one can say whatever they want, but it is there to see what my government has done. That's why we've been winning elections 2019, 2021, 2024, 2022 municipal election, and then the number of by-elections that happen in between, and our vote share is intact. So that's not a problem. But I think there are three issues which we are confusing. First is the impeachment right or wrong. That is the debate. And second is the Deepam being lit in Uchipilaya temple right or wrong? That is the second. And third point is the High Court order. Impeachment, I've already explained why it was right, because it is not just to do with this event, but also to do with the fact that is the judge behaving in a partisan manner or not, right? It's about judicial non-partialism as a judicial activism. We are not against judicial activism if someone wants to change 150-year-old practice, but a judge being prejudiced towards caste, creed, or color is not acceptable. And second, Deepam. This is the practice. Even archaeological surveys say it was in Uchipilaya temple 1,000 years back. There are reasons for it. And also for the last 150 years, 200 years back. And it's a place, for example, for not just for India, across the world, where two religions can coexist harmoniously. You go, that when the Deepam is lit in Uchipilaya temple, both Hindus and Muslims congregate there together. In the foothills, also, there are shops of both Muslims and Hindus. It is a role model for the world. This is what has been continuing. Even this G.R. Swaminathan's judgment, there is two contradictions. Paragraph 7 says that they did not agree. The Muslims at Dargah did not allow for Deepam to be lit at the temple. And then in 40, he says, in 2005, there was a compromise. That itself is a contradiction. Third, the reason for the order was also because the chief minister, it is his job to maintain the harmony, having legitimacy of the 6.4 crore population. He will also have to listen to the voice of the people who prefer that the same arrangements continue. It's always a very philosophical question in politics. Do you listen to your elected people with whom you get legitimacy? Which is very important for any elected
Or it can also
leader.
be said that you are in power, you're trying to
It's my job to
misuse
maintain. It's our job to maintain
misuse
harmony.
what you are seeing as
And it's not
tools
about,
of judicial
another point,
accountability.
and another point which I may have missed is also the fact that we are accountable to the people. And secondly and foremost, it was not the Hindus nor the temple administration that was told that was going to light the Deepam. It was private individuals who, and then the intelligence report said there could be communal violence there. Do we let people die because of a communal violence? Do we not have
Okay, I've just
the moral
okay
authority
quickly.
to make
Yes,
sure
yes,
that-
Mr. Surya, respond to that, and then I'll give the last word to Ramaswamy Meyyappan. Please
No,
go ahead,
no,
Surya.
this is how facts are twisted. The judgment clearly asked the temple authorities and the
Mr.
temple
Meyyappan, just
Gurukul to
wait. Let
the
Mr. Surya
judgment.
finish his point. Yes, go ahead.
The judgment clearly says the temple should light the lamp. The priest should light the lamp. In case if the temple priest fails, the petitioners can light the lamp with the help of the CISF security. It is because the state government and the HRNC department refused to do its job. Alternate prayer came into execution, which was already preferred by the petitioner. So to say that the petitioners were allowed to light the lamp is factually wrong because the temple was asked to do its
let's get
duty.
the facts from Ramaswamy Meyyappan. Go ahead.
See, to the three issues raised by Mr. Salem Dharanidharan. One, on the judgment, they're completely wrong. The 1923 judgment, going all the way up to the Privy Council, grants complete and total rights for the Hindus and for the temple authorities to do all religious activities in the entire hill, except for where the Dargah is located and the easementary right to the Dargah, and 15 feet away from where the Dargah and the path is located. That's the judgment of the Privy Council. That's the judgment of the Municipal Court. So therefore, all religious activity can take place. One, their argument that intentionally some of the authorities chose not to perform a few activities does not mean that age-old activities should not be performed. Three, they're talking about impeachment. They do not have the ethical and moral standpoint to even raise that issue. They will have to be an impartial government to have at least fulfilled their manifesto, to have stipulated to the law. When there is an order of the court, they should have gone on appeal, they should have obtained a stay. They have not been able to obtain a stay, which means they should have implemented the order. Therefore, if they expect the people to follow law and order, the government will have to start. The government not having set a good example does not have the moral standpoint to even raise this issue. So, and a judge, neutral, is judged only by the orders that he's passed. They can't raise one issue on that ground.
The fact is that the India Bloc doesn't really have the numbers, but it's about symbolism, it's about sending a message, and that's what the DMK-led India Bloc has managed to do in this, when they have moved this motion for impeachment of Justice Swaminathan. Thank you so much for joining us, SG Surya, Salem Dharanidharan, Kovai, Sathyan, and Ramaswamy Meyyappan. That's all from me. I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching.